Oh, there's a GM in this arena. Never played a GM in a rapid game. I've no chance. I've played him before 4 times. It must have been in Bullet or Blitz, I assume. I've lost every game as you would expect. I don't think I've ever played a GM in a rapid game. 1694, good luck. This one's actually called Super Grandmaster. He's gone berserk as well. 780 games, enough to establish your level. Now, C5 is an invitation to play a Sicilian, but I'm not an E4 player. So I'll match it and I'll play an English opening. So it's more an English opening instead of a Reti now with this pawn structure. It's still very flexible opening. Knight up is your logical next move. Then you can do the normal structure we go for. We can try and charge the center. We can go B3. Okay, he's played knight up. So let's match that. And I'm probably going to do this normal structure that I aim for, but it's flexible. We can do B3, E3, G3, D3 or D4. D4 is not a bad idea, or E3 to D4 to release the bishop this way. You can still go G3 as well. Actually, let's do that. Let's challenge in the center. I don't want to go too slow because I want to keep him under some pressure on the clock. But equally, you've got to use your time at some point. So if he takes, I think we're fine to take back. My knight and my queen both protect my pawn. This knight is now pinned. Got to watch out for this sort of concept though. Just something to watch out for. But he does capture. So we're going to capture back. So we're now able to castle. So let's get that done and develop the rook. Can I keep my pawn is a question, isn't it? Can we keep that pawn? Look, he's going very quick now, very quick. I might bring the bishop back and go where this knight is. Oh, he's kind of kicked us back. So I'm going to try and put the bishop where the knight is. Yeah, he's going really, really quick now. So here, if I take and he takes knight across, he's suddenly got 3 pieces attacking my pawn. But I've got the idea to play knight in here. Knight in now, if he takes, I take. Yeah, I don't like that. Take. I don't quite see what I do here. Is queen up a blunder? Knight down I can take. Right, I'm going to try and play rook across this way, I think, and protect the pawn. I'm probably going to play a move like h3 at some point. He'll probably play a move like h6 as well. So he's kicked our knight, but it gives us a chance to come this way around and challenge that bishop, which is what I was aiming to do. So here, if he comes in now, we can gain a bishop, lose a queen, gain a queen, lose a knight, gain a knight, lose a bishop, and then we can still come in. So it looks fine. It looks fine, but if he comes in this double attack, so we can always step forward, and if he takes, we take, he takes. Actually, we lose the piece anyway, don't we? So we have to take. So we're committed to take here now. He'll probably simplify everything off. He'll take, we'll take back. And then we're going to go after this bishop. Oh, actually, no, if he takes here, he had to go with the knight, didn't he? He's lost a piece. If he took with the knight, he was still protecting, but he's just lost a piece. Because we can take. He's mixed it up. He's moving too quick. He's still got 3 minutes. He's moving crazy fast, so we should be fine to collect a pawn here. The knight guards this pawn, and the rook can guard this one for the back rank, so we should be fine to take. We protect our knight, so how do we win this? How do we win that? I've got to push one of these to not blunder the back rank. I'll match my opponent there, so I don't blunder that in one move. Yeah, I think if he played knight takes that, he was fine. He's just rushed it too much. And he could still turn out to be fine, of course. Now that gives me knight here, and I can get my knight back. I've just got to get this pawn, so can I go here? If he checks, we step up here. We can always sack a pawn to get this pawn, but then he's still got this as a passed pawn. If I come here, this is under attack. I want to get my rook active, though. So I'm looking at this move. I expect check in here, but I'm going to risk it. My knight protects here, so I'm going to try and get this. He might even push and sack it. That's what he's done. So I've probably got to take. I've got knight here though, haven't I? And it stops a check. So knight here. If he takes, we just take back. Yeah, that looks like a better move to me. Looks like a better move. It stops a back rank check in one move. We get rid of this pawn. We now protect this. And we're going to hopefully get our rooks active. This pawn not so critical now. We can do something like this and target this one. How do I do it though? How do I do it? Here, I guess he can push. Rook here, he takes. Then rook here, he can push. Then rook here, he can push again. We're inviting a bit of trouble. I think I'm just going to come and attack. Mind you, if I go here and he comes down, I guess I can then push up and just sack a pawn. Oh, maybe, no, I can't do it now. I'll lose this. I don't see what to do. I'm just going to come here, I think. I'm going to go ultra cautious because I've got all the time on the clock. Maybe this and this get my king off the back rank. But just don't blunder a trick losing the knight for free. But I'm going to try and bring my king up. Okay, now we're getting to the point where we can get adventurous. Because there's a pin there, we can try and target this pawn. So we're threatening to capture here now. And threatening to bring our knight into the game. Even if we lose this pawn, not so critical because we've got the knight. At some point we need to go after his king. I'm a little bit passive with this rook. The knight here, we can quickly get into the game, hopefully. Dangerous opponent, isn't it? Very dangerous opponent. We could still mess this one up, but if he hadn't used berserk mode, we could be in real trouble here. I like the idea of a check, and then what does he do? If he comes forward, we just take. If he goes here, we take. Here he's got to be toast. Let's just check. Surely he has to go back. And then maybe we've got knight here. Or knight here. Or pawn here. If he steps up, we can take. So he's gone back. But I've got knight here now to attack the pawn. And even if he defends it, we've got a nice trick. So I think we can go here now and double attack. And we threaten this one as well as this one. Here or here. So what is it? We're just a knight up, aren't we? 4 pawns each. It's just the knight that we're up. But hopefully we're going to win another pawn. So he's come forward. So how do we actually do this? Now, if I take and give the knight back, I could always take another one. But then he gets this and I don't see the finish. So pawn up to plant the knight and create this threat seems good. Then maybe he's in time to defend. But then we have a check anywhere. So I think we protect this and rook here walks into check. So I don't see how he defends it. We're threatening checkmate now. There's actually a mate threat there. And if he goes back, we can take anyway. And then this one, I think. So it should be over. So there we've got the check, right? I don't think there's a checkmate there. So we just go after the piece. Okay, I guess it makes sense just to run the pawn now and get behind it and then activate this rook. Without berserk mode, you can see it's a dangerous opponent and he could be underrated here. If he uses berserk mode a lot, this might not actually be his rating level. He could be significantly better than this. I'm just going to push the pawn there. He can't step any further because of this rook. So just push the pawn. But at some point I can just sack the pawn if I need to. It's all good now. Yeah, we can even bring this. Actually, this rook in and take and come to this end is probably the cleanest way to do it. But yeah, if he uses berserk mode lots and lots of games, it'll have the effect that it drags his rating below where it actually should be. I'm just going to go for the pawn or for the side here. It doesn't really matter, does it? We'll hit the pawn, but it's really just a checkmate threat. You can go king here now. We can shuffle. And then we just threaten checkmate both ways again. Both mate threats. He's got one move to guard it there. I guess we could even bring the rook this way, and there's not a lot to do to stop it. Rook across, we just check, get the rook off, mop the pawns up, and it should be all good. I don't mind how I win games, I just want to win them. But there's a checkmate, yeah, but without berserk mode, dangerous game, but he could be underrated if he uses berserk mode a lot, his rating won't really reflect his level. So there's 40 moves. They're the move times for both players there. But yeah, he went berserk, didn't he? Then he took a long time, 40 seconds over one of his first moves. English opening symmetrical variation. If you click on that, you'll get some puzzles to do. So let's just see how we actually played this in engine speak now. It's mainly the opening phase that you're trying to learn from here, or if there's some good sort of chess principles to learn from. But we played a good game, yeah, 98 against 90 accuracy. So even going berserk, he's played, virtually all top moves. Virtually all top moves, but I think he's made that mistake. With knight back, I think he was protected, and it's just turned the game. So you can see move 17, that was here. So we are slightly better, 1.5, and then he's blundered just moving too quickly. So this is just completely level. And yeah, the idea here is to try and put the bishop where the knight is to counter this diagonal at some point in time. And I was just trying to see if I could keep this pawn. He's gone in for this tactical line. So it's kind of forced now. I have to take or I'll lose a piece. If I shuffle here, it's overloaded. 3 attack it and 2 defend it. So it's kind of forced here, but he's just rushed the capture back. So knight takes with a check we take. And yeah, just knight takes. And we're 1.5 better, but his knight then protects his bishop. So he should have just taken with the knight. And we play rook in. And we allow this. We're 1.5 better, but it's still difficult. But this way around, we've won a piece. Then it's just a case of trying to find a way to cleanly convert the game without messing up and make sure our king is safe. And we've managed to play it pretty well. So you can see rook up was the better move there instead of king up. But apart from that, he's found virtually all best moves on these. He's done really well. Dangerous opponent. Then in the end, he may not be technically the quickest, cleanest win, but as long as you get there in the end, that's what really matters. And we gain a whole 1 point for that. A whole 1 point. Actually, our opponents lost 4 as well. And that's just the way the rating system works. Opponents lost 4 there. Maybe berserk has something to do with that, I'm not sure. But it is what it is, but a good win.